Hello, good afternoon, everybody. Today's session marks the last session of OTP. I hope everybody had a good time during the inauguration and whatnot. Today's alumni talk will be about communication and entrepreneurship. And who better to present it than today's speakers? Today's moderator will be Miss Dian. How are you, Miss Dian? I hope you're doing fine. Um, For Let me just get started with the speakers. For our first speaker, she's a communications alumni of 2016 in public relations streaming. She's currently running Ropangyok brownie business and has just started toasty business. Everybody, please give some virtual applause for our first speaker, Siska Spencer. Yay.
Hello. Wow. Okay. This is a new feature that I don't know. uh, okay. So, hi everyone. First of all, congratulations for making it to the university. It has been a crazy year for your generation and for all of the people in the world. But I'm happy to be able to meet you all here. So today, I'll be talking about how communication will be used in entrepreneurship. So maybe some of you come to communication with just a thought that communication is a study that will just give me work at public relation, journalism, advertising, and so on. But I'm here as someone who's going to tell you that I'm an entrepreneur and communication studies has helped me a lot. But first of all, I'll just tell you a little history about my entrepreneurship journey. Wait, let me just check. Well, a lot of students and most of you are female, just like how it used to be. Uh, okay. Anyway, I'm a bit nervous because I haven't talked in public for a long time, and those time because of COVID, interaction is just like a little bit decreasing. So I'm a little bit nervous. Anyway, so after I finished my thesis, I started my first business, which is called Sakota Catering. So Sakota Catering was born, I think, a month after I finished my thesis, which is a few months before my graduation. And then at the end of that year, I began to prepare to launch my Ropangyuk, which is a restaurant. It's more of a supper and a neighborhood friendly place. So it's more like a place for you to enjoy food and also hang out. Then the year after, I opened brownie business, and last year I opened toasty business, but it was put on hold until recently because of COVID, and also because of my capacity. I have to focus on brownie business and also Ropangyuk because a lot of things changed after COVID, and you have to do a lot of readjustment. So let's just get to it. Is it possible if I ask one of you to just contribute? Answer a few questions.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, so why do you join communication? Just anyone wants to answer?
You can just call out your names.
Oh, seriously? Okay.
Yes.
But okay. Let's see. Aisha.
So I chose communication because I do enjoy talking to a lot of people. For me, if I talk to different kind of people, it gives me new perspective. And sometimes you can learn their backgrounds. People have a lot of backgrounds, and we can learn from them. And also, I do want to join the creative work later on, and also public speaking theater. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you, Aisha. So okay, that's the answer that I've been listening to when I was in your place at your place during my first days of communication. Like during FFA, we were also asked, why did you join communication? And that's basically our answer. Even some of my friends joined communication because they wanted to be able to talk publicly better. But the truth is, you're about to learn that communication is much more than that. That communication is much broader, much deeper, and it's more than just talking publicly. And the essence of communication is actually what's very useful for me as an entrepreneur. As an entrepreneur, communication studies really helped me because first, it equips me with a lot of skills. And second, it also gave me the right mindset to navigate my business. What did I mean by saying skills? In communication studies, in the early few semesters, you'll see in your syllabus that you have a lot of introduction classes because as a communication student, you are taught to be a jack of all trades. What does it mean? It means that you have to be good at everything. You have to know a lot of things. I remember getting introduction to graphic design, political science, psychology, economics, which back in my days, the lecture was very charming. And then I also had visual workshop, which taught me to make movies, also take videos and to tell stories without dialogue. And a lot of things like creative writing. Believe it or not, all of those are very useful, and those are the skills that are going to be used by you in the future. And I'm going to show you from from the other user that I used in here, how all of these skills are manifested and implemented in my business. And okay, like a lot, okay, I'm very nervous in here. Sorry. It's like, it's been too long since I talk in public.
You did good so far, Siska. Really.
Thank you, Thank you.
Just continue.
So, uh, like when I told you about the mindset of communication, it falls back to the essence of communication itself. Now, all of you students, you have to take note because this is $1,000,000 question on the first semester. Your lecturer is gonna ask you, what is communication? What is communication is about? Communication is about sending a message. It's a process of sending a message, and and you're going to learn a lot about during your 4 years. You'll learn how to craft a message. You learn how to send a message, where to send a message, and who's targeted with this message. And with these in mind, you can navigate your business well because because entrepreneurship is all about sending a message. The message is your product or your service. You wanted to sell your product. You want people to love your product. You want people to buy your product. It's always a way to communicate with your customer. So what I'm trying to say is that just like Apple, why Apple can communicate very well to the customers. When you talk about when I mentioned Apple, what comes to your mind, Christy?
Their iPhones.
Their iPhones. So iPhones was a breakthrough product. It was a visionary product because back in the days, it was one of the first phones that was very visionary, with which touch screen, which a sleek design, which really shocks the world, and that's what they want to try to convey. That's why through every channel that they have, through all of their marketing material, through all of their products, they try to convey that message that they are visionary, that even the way that Steve Jobs was telling it, it was so grand, and it was in a way that, and it also have that message of simplicity that they really amplify to in everything. And I'm going to share you later on as well how all of these are manifested in business. A little backstory. So I'm going to show you like the first business that I have, Sekotak. Sekotak actually was halted almost a year after its birth because I needed to focus on Ropang because Ropang Yuk grew quite fast and developed rapidly. That's why I need to focus on Ropang Yuk. But Sekotak is always very dear to me because this business, this really shows how I implemented all of my skills and all of the mindset that I gained by studying communication. So okay, here. So this one is a website that I made. I made this without anyone's knowledge. My parents weren't the type that's very supportive with business. They're like they're the type of people that's going to tell you that's going to tell you 100 ways to fail before they encourage you. So I really did it without them knowing. And because I wanted to save costs, I used website editor, and I made all of this myself. This logo is not made by a designer. This logo is made by me. And with the knowledge of from introduction to graphic design, I learned that red is a very nice color for food because for F&B business because red actually triggers your hunger, just like McDonald's. And I'm sure that you know this from a lot of like Twitter posts or Instagram posts and memes. But anyway, this one, if you see here, this I learned from introduction to graphic design. And then this I learned, and then I also learned how to write in the right way from creative writing. This is the creative writing lesson manifested in my business. If you see here, everything is all about everything is all about your copy. Or if you're new to communication, you'll hear a lot about copywriting and copy. It's just copy means like the text in everything. So if you're a copywriter, so it means that you have a job as a writer, that you have to create writings for advertisement, for articles, and for everything. And this I learned. Uh, I couldn't do this without creative writing class. To be able to write concisely and also to convey my message well. And in communication, what I wanted to convey is that I wanted to make this kotak as a simple as not just an ordinary nasi kotak, but this is a nasi kotak that really adheres to efficiency and also practicality. That's why the motto is makan enak nggak pakai repot. Why? Because first, makan enak, I uh, I want people to know right away that we serve good food and nggak pakai repot. Because really, uh, who's who's annoyed with like trying to take off your chicken meat from the bone? And that's what we try to avoid as well. That's why we created sekotak. It's like makan enak nggak pakai repot. And this is how you communicate with your customer. Through all of that, that's why I put. If you see from my picture, you can see that all of the food that's portrayed here, they don't have bones. They don't have they look so clean and simple. That's what I want. That's what we wanted. That's what I wanted to convey. Simplicity. That's why in every background that I have, it's all like clean, and how do you call it? In order. That's a way of you conveying your message. And next, sorry, oops, okay. And next is Ropangyuk. So Ropangyuk, this is my place. What I wanted to convey in this Ropangyuk, this second business of mine, is that we wanted to create a place, a cozy place, a homey place, a comfort food, that serves good food. What does comfort food means? Comfort food means that it's it's delicious, it's friendly to your taste bud, and it's a taste that you want to get back to. Also, we wanted to create a place that's very warm for everyone. That's why I created a tagline, nongkrong asik makan enak. Because that's what we're trying to achieve. And basically, my style is always like a direct style. What does it mean? Because yeah, sometimes simplicity and right is the key. Like I remember my introduction to graphic design class teacher, lecturer. She was saying like, "Kiss, keep it simple." Yeah, as for the SHIT, or I don't know, yeah, keep it simple. So this one, so what I'm trying to say is that my Ropangyuk has a message, which is good food noble, which means that which translates in my social media post as posting all of the food. It's like no frill, like you see, there's no fancy plating. I mean, there's no fancy decorations. There's nothing else but the food. And that's what I'm trying to translate. That's the message I want people to see and to get, which is good food. And if you see here, there's a big change during the recent post and the post way back down there. If you see here, it's you can see the alignment. So it was like food, and then there's a crowd in the middle. Why did I not post the crowd again? Because we're in the middle of a pandemic, and again, if you're a communication student, you'll also learn how to strategize and also how to manage. You'll think further, and you'll see that you'll strategize on things like this, especially in social media and content. By not posting about crowd, we're realizing that if we post about crowd, it can be a backlash to our business, and also it can translate a different message. It can translate to a message that actually we're encouraging people to gather, which is not right during this pandemic. That's why we avoided the post about crowd, and we post a lot about our food. Why? Because we want people to drool over our food and just like hit that grab food button and order our food. Am I clear enough? And up until now? So next one is a brownie business. So in this business, again, the logo is made by yours truly again because I always start my business with a low capital because it's all like a secret project to start with. That's why I just did it myself, and it's actually a virtue to be resourceful. This one, because I have a very limited designing skills, most of my logos are all typographies and simple shapes. Brownie business is have the tagline "Baking the brownies you'll miss." So instead of just like the best brownie, I wanted to create a different take. I wanted to write something like a brownie that you'll crave again, because the taste lingers, and the good taste is something that you cannot forget easily. That's why I put it like baking the brownies you'll miss. And if you see here, for all of my food business, because I love food, that's why all of my business are food. I wanted to show my motto. My message is always good food, like purely good food. That's why most of the pictures focus on food, on the food itself. If you see here, yeah, it's all just focused on the food. And even from this social media post, you are also communicating to people. Same like the next business is toasty business. I also focus on food. Why? Because I wanted people to focus on the food, and and the essence of my business is the good food that we're serving. That's why throughout everything, I'm trying to convey the same message. And and as I said before, like all of those skills are going to be useful useful to you, because as an entrepreneur, especially for me, like especially when you're starting, you'll do a lot of things. You'll do a lot of things yourself to cut costs. Also, or if you don't want to cut costs, even if you just hire someone, you have to know a bit of what you're trying to do. And for me, as a communication student who learned basically a lot of introductions to everything, it was very useful to me because I get to know a bit about graphic design. I know what's right. Like I know the right composition, like, and also like for creative writing, even though other people can do it for me, but I can also do it myself, and I can also tell them how I want it to be, because I have a bit knowledge about it. Just like, so I'm gonna show you about this video, and this video was made in light of COVID-19, and this was directed by me, but I had a camera, a camera, someone producing the video, but it was directed by me, and I owe it all thanks to the visual workshop class that I had. It was very hard. It was very terrifying back then, but right now that I've grown up and I'm an entrepreneur, it's really useful because visual workshop. I don't know if you still get this class or not. Do they still get this class, Miss?
No, they don't have it anymore. Yeah, but
Oh, they,
they will, if they choose entertainment communication streaming, they will get design and promotion, which is the basic is also about design, about visual communication.
ah, okay. So, well, you still can get it, and that's a very good skill to have, because even though I cannot operate camera, even though I cannot shoot videos and edit videos, but I was taught back at school how to capture stories without even dialogue, and this one's and you can. So this video, yes, we can have someone making it for us. But as an entrepreneur yourself, you know the soul of your business. You know how your business wants to be perceived by other people, and it's very important for you to be involved in this kind of process. Uh, by also knowing basic knowledge about visual workshop, I was able to exhibit what I wanted my customers to know. Even like by writing all of this caption, this needs uh, this needs a very long process of thinking how in a way that it's not miscommunicated or misinterpreted. And this you can learn in creative writing as well. So basically like all of those skills will help you throughout your journey. Although if you're not an entrepreneur, even if you're a PR, even if you're a journalist, or and you work at an agency, all of these are going to be useful because as a communication student, we are taught to be versatile, and this versatility comes from the knowledge of a lot of skills. For
Sorry to
me,
interrupt, Ka, but
yes,
you have 10 minutes remaining.
thank you.
Continue.
So, okay, I'm going to conclude this. Con- as a communication student, you learn a lot of things. You learn a lot of things from disciplines, other field, and you're going to be in a place where you have to know a lot, everything, and you have to be able to convey your message. As an entrepreneur, that's going to be useful because you'll connect to the soul of your business. Because business is just like personality. If you have a soul, it can shine. It can People can see where when your business has a soul in it or not. Also, when I was at your age, there was a speech made by Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs said that at the end of the day, the dots will connect. With the dots for him was about typography class he took after he dropped out, which leads to beautiful fonts of Apple. In my life, the dots are the classes in communication, and it connects and it helps me to build my business. But again, everything depends on ourselves. That's why you should always persevere and you should always be resourceful and also be empathetic because the last virtue is very useful nowadays. It can bring a huge difference to you. And well, again, also like what I wanted to say as well to it's never listen to the ignorant comments made by other people. I had someone telling me that so all of those expensive studies goes to waste now that you're just running a ropang. But look where I am right now. I'm talking to my juniors on how communication applied in entrepreneurship. So I hope that what I'm sharing to you today is useful and it gives you light on how you can work later on and how you can put all of these communication um, lesson that you learned. And I hope to see you fly even higher than me. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ka.
Thank you.
Vanessa said here, my go-to tongkrongan Kak, Ropang Yu. Oh wow.
Oh really? Okay, let me see. Vanessa, can you talk? Okay, can you like share your which one's Vanessa? Okay, so I'm very new. Vanessa. Okay, I'm trying to find Vanessa.
I'm here.
I know you. Hi. Hello. I know you. Hello. By the way, Ropang Yuk will abide with PSBB, but you still can order our food through GrabFood and GoFood. Also, you can still eat in your car. So yeah, don't forget to come to Ropang Yuk, okay?
I just came to Ropang like yesterday.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Now, okay. Thank you very much. Yeah. Next time you come, say hi to me, okay?
Enak nggak? How is it? Is it good? As delicious as she promotes?
Miss Karen is already hungry ya.
Yeah. I think I will order my GrabFood ya.
Kapan-kapan ya, Miss? Kapan-kapan ya? Presiden juga datang ya, Miss, kapan-kapan.
I always love your brownies.
Thank you. Oh, by the way, oh, sorry. Okay, wait. Let me get back here. Okay. So, anyway, yeah. Thank you for listening. Okay. And I'll be sending a brownie to one of you who's going to ask a question because I saw at the flyer that there's going to be a present for someone who's going to ask a very good question. So to add something to it, I'm going to give you a box of brownie.
Oh yeah. So okay, wow. So we have 3 gifts now. We only have 2 gifts for the best questions before, and now we have 3 gifts, yeah, Tim?
Oh,
Yep,
okay.
miss.
Thank you, Siska.
You're welcome.
Back to you, Tim.
Okay, now for our second speaker. He's the current head of Venus Inter's very own Ciders entrepreneurial, and incubation sections. Prior to joining Venus, he's worked with NGOs, social enterprises, the service industry, education, oil and gas engineering. That's a lot. All in the last 11 years. Please give some virtual applause for Kak Indra Kurniawan.
Okay, thank you, Tim.
Thanks, Kak.
Kakak loh. Indra kakak loh.
Iya lah, dirimu juga Mbak. We all still young here.
Yes.
I think Siska can stop sharing first.
Oh yes, yes.
Indra can also share.
Sure.
Siska, please stop share.
Okay. While we are waiting for Siska to stop her screen sharing, thank you for having me. It's really an honor for me to being able to be here, sharing some of my thoughts. And most of the points basically already pointed by Siska. Being an entrepreneur and communications skills in particular is actually very, very related. They are highly related with each other. And then let me do this one first. And at this point, I'm trying not to take too much of your time. I'd like to enjoy some of the conversation rather than just presenting. So this is it. The idea is basically communication and entrepreneurs. When Mbak Dian asked me about how sharing about the for communication students, I'm thinking of why or how you can understand that what you're doing in the next 4 years is actually very, very, very related to entrepreneurship activity. Not only entrepreneurship activity, not only for you who become to become an entrepreneur like Siska, or this also very useful for you who wants to pursue your career in terms of communication activity, in communications related activity or industries. Okay, so entrepreneurs. BINUS as university is actually trying to get 30% of its graduates, some of it. But in your mind, what is an entrepreneur? What is being an entrepreneur means? Can I get some ideas from these people here? Just maybe one, not Siska, you already become one. But maybe some of the students that are in here. How do you think of an entrepreneur? Maybe I don't have the names of the participant, but in most of times, when we're talking about entrepreneur, the association very close to business people. The association is very close to they who are having a long activity in business, they who are actually quit their school, quit their college and start their business and doing it and then become successful, those kind of stuff. Some of the abnormal sample happens. We all know the story of Mark Zuckerberg, for example, that he's dropped out from the school. We all also know some of the other stories that Donald Trump, for example, as well, he is dropped out from the school and then just doing the business and become successful. Entrepreneur is not only that. If we are now I have some lists of people here. Jeff Bezos. Do you guys know what company related with him? I need a voice. Just turn off the mic and then
Amazon.
Amazon, correct. How about Sergey Brin and Larry Page? They're making Google. Now it's Alphabet. How about the fourth person, Ariana Huffington? Have you heard about her? Ariana Huffington is the founder of Huffington Post. Yeah. Elon Musk, Tesla, and PayPal. PayPal, if you miss that one. Brian Chesky. This is not very, the name is not very ring a bell, but the company is very famous. Airbnb. Gordon Moore. This is also not very popular in names, but if you use computer, most likely using one of his product, Intel, the processor. And also, I believe you know the last one, Oprah Winfrey. What interesting about them? They are a very well-known entrepreneurs, but in terms of major, basically, it's not about business. Their major is probably far beyond business. Only two people in this list that has a business related degree, the economics, the Ariana Huffington and also Elon Musk. But other than that, most of people are using or delving into their own what do you call it, special skills, if you say the engineering, math, and things like that. So what makes the physicians, what makes the mathematicians, and what makes the engineers become a successful entrepreneur? It's about communication skills. One of the determining factors of being a successful entrepreneur is actually communication skills. In entrepreneurial life, in the life of your business, most of the times it's related with entrepreneurship, with communications. Here, in the way of the startup, at the very normally you have a product or idea, and this is your sole activity that you can do by yourself. You don't need any communication skills at this point, but after this point, then you're going to need some communication skill. Maybe Siska will agree with me in this one. After you find a product or after you get your idea, you try to figure out what kind of product I want to make, improve one. When you're making a prototype, you will communicate with others. You will ask people about their thoughts. You will ask people about what makes it better. And that's the first touch point of your communication skills. In the next level, you will show the prototype to other people. It's another communication skill, pitching skills. After that, you've got the information, you've got the point, and also in this process, you will learn about how to do the research, how to ask questions, how to make proper questions, all of the stuff, how to interview people, how to get information from people without their being realizing it, for example, and so on and so on. While your business is growing, and then you need to find a co-founder. Maybe at this point, there are some engineers out there have a product, but they can't tell others. They can't communicate well to the other people about their products. And probably you are being the co-founder at this point. You're entering the group, you're joining the band, and then also informing the others, help the other co-founders to communicate about your product or service. Further beyond that, you will go another pitch. You will meet the investors. You will meet the angel investors. You will meet the venture capitals. Basically, another communication skills. It's making the presentation, how to make your presentation very engaging, how to leave a very deep mark of your presentation, and so on and so forth. That's all about communication skills. Well, now you see, being an entrepreneur cannot escape from the communication skills. And basically what I want to say here to you guys, welcome to the communications department. If you're thinking of being an entrepreneur, congratulations. You're basically half step in the right way. Being an entrepreneur most likely is about communicating your thoughts to others, deliver your thoughts to others. But if you're thinking of being a professional in this area, also communications that Siska already mentioned previously, I do agree with her, is also very beneficial for you in conveying or in delivering the message. I will end my share with one short video. I think it's 2 minutes video, and it will give you some sense why being a good communicator, being a person that is really good at communicating their thoughts with your own unique way could be a very successful entrepreneur. Let's see.
Here you go.
Ladies and gentlemen, electric cars, they're totally gay. It's true. I don't mean that they're homosexual gay, but I do mean your parents are the chaperone at the dance gay, right? You tuck it in and wear it real high gay. I don't want to disrespect anybody because I'm not about that, but I think we're understanding what we're trying to talk about here, right? I mean, honestly, the Nissan Spit, really? It screams this. Oh, here we go. The Hyundai Pomegranate, right? The Chevy Fingerprint. Now, look at this. The 1966 Ford GT350. You want to roll up in that one, Hoss? The 1965 Pontiac GTO, completely awesome. The 1970 Hemi Cuda took more virginities than Francis Albert Sinatra. What are we suggesting here? We're talking about taking the benefits of electric transportation, but combine them with the rock and rollness and the sexiness that the Dodge current muscle car models have. Nicholas?
We believe we can produce the technology to incorporate an electronic motor in your current models. But with the aggressive sound character, the exhilarating vibration character, the complete visceral experience that we've all grown to know and love in the Dodge Challenger and Charger lines.
Guys, we love our current electric models. That said, we also agree there's a market for what you're pitching. But if you're asking Dodge to invest in your pursuit of this concept, what do you have that we don't?
Nick Brennan.
Okay, there it is. So, where's this? Wait, the next slide is not coming up. Okay, so my end note is choosing and being an entrepreneur or not, your communication skills will become a very strong power in your next life. So thank you for having me. I'm still be around with the question and answer session. And thank you once again. Thank you for having me. And I wish you the best of luck in your next uh, journey of being a communication student. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ka. I think now we're going to have our Q&A session, so I'll be handing over any control of that to Miss Dian.
Okay. Thank you, Tim, for leading the sessions. Well, thank you, Siska and Pa Indra, for a very insightful presentations. Yeah, I'm going to start the Q&A session. First of all, Siska, if I go back to one of the quotes from that movie that Indra has just shown, your business, I mean, it's not new, right? It's not, we have other similar business like Ropang Yu, also a similar business like Brownies business, and also even the Sekotak business. But I want to ask you, and then how can you define, yeah, how can you, how do you say that? How can you introduce your business? Yeah, what do all your businesses have? Yeah, that other businesses don't have.
Okay, so for all of my business, it's actually, well, the main thing with what we have that differentiate us is, as I said, the soul in it. But but logically speaking, it's the warmth. It's the warmth of the customer service. It's the warmth of that product itself. For all of my business, I'm trying to convey the message of this business will hold a place in your heart, and that's what we're trying to do. We're trying that's why for all of my food that I've created, for all of the business that I've created something that's not just seasonal. What does it mean by seasonal? That's not just like hype, but then it's not a comfort food. It's a taste that everybody will get back into. And specifically in Ropang Yuk, let's just, like in Ropangyu, what I always tell my employee is that what differentiates us from other people is that I want people to come to Ropangyu and feel the warmth. I want people to come here and feel the warmth, not only from the food, but from us. And that's what's gonna differentiate us with other place. What's going to be different is that how we treat our customers. And that's the soul of Ropangyu. It's really the warmth of comfort food and also comfortable space with warm customer service. For other, it's kind of like, of course, like by taste and also by the quality of your product, you'll stand out from your other competitors, but also from how you treat your customers, it's going to make a huge difference. Because just like banks, there are a lot of banks out there, but BCA really stands out. BCA, if you hear about customer service, BCA is actually like the top of mind and top of its class, because that customer service really is a huge difference that really put them on the first line.
Thank you, Siska. Well, when you said warm is one of the most important thing that you apply for your businesses, I can actually feel the warmth, yeah, of mostly from Ropangyu, even though I haven't been in the place, because I follow the Instagram and then I follow your stories, and then I can see how, tell me if I'm wrong, is that Mbak Siti earlier on the video, on the video, right? I mean, I haven't met Mbak Siti, but I know the name, I remember the name, I remember how you celebrate your staff's birthday in Ropangyu. I mean, yeah, as I said, even though I haven't been to the place, but I can feel the warmth. Yeah. So I think you did a good job.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Any other questions? You can write it on the chat, or Miss Karin, Miss Lily, or Indra, probably you would like to ask questions to Siska?
I want to ask question to Siska and Indra as well, yeah. Siska, I know from the beginning you have skill in writing, right? You yourself has interest and you publish book as well, yeah. How your writing skills helps you? You mentioned a little about it in your presentation, but do you think for those who still learn about writing, what should they learn to improve in the writing that will help later when they're doing business or anything?
Okay. Should I answer this first, or you want to ask question to Pak Indra?
Yeah, the same question also Pak Indra. Like additional skills, I mean, you mentioned it's not only about, I mean, the communication skill actually apply to all entrepreneur path or business or area, yeah. So other than, for example, writing, what other skills that can also be learned by our students in communication? Thank you. Please, Siska, first.
Okay, so I'll answer first. As also like I asked Aisha before, right? Why did you join communication? Most answers, like although we're from a different generation, most answers are the stereotype of communication, which is like talking publicly. But actually, most of the communication is all about writing, writing, and writing. It's a skill that you need to hone in your 4 years of study. How does it help me about writing? You know, nowadays content is king. That's very true. Content is king, and you should be an avid storyteller in order to sell your product, in order to convey your message. And by writing, you are actually doing that. If I'm not yeah, how it helped me? It helped me create a story, just like how Sekotak did about us. I told the story about the warmth of our house. It creates a message that our food is not just that regular heartless meal, you know, that people just put, yeah, but it's a home cooked meal that's that's that has the love of a family. Although it's nasi kotak, but it's also something that's born from it. It's a storytelling. It's a storytelling ability that comes with through writing. Also, you have to be adaptive as well. For a Ropangyuk, it has to be this kind of fun and friendly, but also like warm and not stiff, like nggak kaku. So your writing has to like fit for that. I had this social media officer for Ropangyuk once, and they and I didn't like the way that she writes, because I clearly told her that you have to be friendly, like you have to be in a way that you're not SKSD, but also but just like friendly and warm. But what she did was that she just put like information, or just like um, so rigid, and like and it really annoys me, like she doesn't use the correct form of capital letters, and that's going to ruin your brand image as well. That's why learning to write in the right way is very it's something that's primary in communication. What will help is that you have to write concisely, you have to be adaptive, and you have to know your target market. That's why all of that, you have to also know the words that you're using. Just have a structure in what you're writing, because writing is just like a logical process. You have to have a thought process in your writing pieces, but you'll learn it because there's going to be a lot of writings in your 4 years of study.
Thank you, Siska.
Thank you.
Pak Indra.
Okay, thank you for the questions, Mbak Karin. Um, Other than the communication skill, okay, first of all, forgive me for the background. It's now Asar prayer here. Uh, so maybe you will hear some other voices than my voice. Uh, Again, back to the questions. In entrepreneurs, in the phase of entrepreneurial phase or your entrepreneurial journey, other than the communications, the what do you call it, the obvious communication skills, you also maybe will need to understand or need to train your subtle communication skills. What I meant is, for example, like this: when you're talking to people, um, when you're trying to do some approach to other businessmen or businesswomen, and then you will get this kind of sense, she or he is not really friendly, she or he is maybe okay, we've got a good vibe here, and then we can build up our conversation into a more fruitful what do you call it, agenda, or fruitful collaborations. When you want to try to collaborate with someone, then you will have this kind of sense, you will train this kind of sense of communication in understanding others instantly. Like, I don't think she's in a good mood, for example, and then probably I'm not talking about this kind of business more. I think it's better to switch into other conversations. Your intention is also basically it's expanding your business and then that's why you meet this person or this client. But when you have that kind of skill set, the subtle communication skill set, you will switch automatically, and then you will adjust yourself. Rather than we're talking about business, now we're talking about something else that is fun, because you sense that this person is not in a good mood, and then maybe it's better not talking about business, and we're just having fun, maybe go to the movie, or just having a very friendly conversational chat. um, that kind of skills in communications, in understanding people. I remember Siska emphasized on being empathetic, and that's what being empathetic is about. You can understand the other's feeling, you can understand the situation in well, instantly, and then after that you will what do you call it, adjust yourself, adjust your communication style, adjust your communication approach that second. Well, there's a lot, and maybe if you're not used to it, then it's still okay, because you're going to learn about it, you're going to have more exposure in communications. I used to be an account executive in what do you call it, a newsletter as well. So using that experience, I get to know people well. I can start to read people expression, people body's language, and that's also, in my opinion, the communication skills. You will learn the hard communication skills, and also you will need, especially being an entrepreneur, you will also need to master the subtlety of the communication skills as well, like what I mentioned.
Thank you, Pak Indra.
Thank you, Indra. Okay, we have a question here from Sudiksha. How did you know you had the right idea for your business? Is it for Siska? Is the question for Siska, Sudiksha?
Yes, miss.
Okay.
How did I know that I had the right idea for my business? So, okay. Wait, there's another question under that. It's what happens if you lose interest or passion in one of my business. Okay, so I think two of this question correlates. Why? Because before I know that my idea is right or not, first I have to have an idea for my business. Like, what kind is, am I getting this correctly, Sudiksha? Are you trying to ask me like the idea, the business idea, or right, like what kind of business I want to do? Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I think most of you must know that there's this viral post lately about how passion is not important. Like, passion is not important. You have to earn money first. But in my case, when I was faced with I didn't want to start to be an entrepreneur at first, but my family is all entrepreneur, and my brother was very supportive of me to start a business. So I asked myself, what do I want to sell? I don't even know what to sell because I don't marketing is actually not my forte at first. So I asked myself, you know what? Okay, what do you like, Siska? What I like was food. I'm very passionate about food. I love eating. I love like looking through a lot of food. I love creating food. That's why I dig deeper, and I'm using that passion of mine to run that that what do you call it, that business of mine. I generate ideas, but how do I know if it's the right idea? I know it by doing it. So most plans, I'm going to say this bluntly. Ideas, ideas worth less than execution. Right now, execution worth more. You can have a lot of ideas, but if you don't execute it, your ideas are going to be worthless. Like, especially in business. So you just have to execute first. Just like Nike said, just do it. And how does that idea become the right idea? You make it right. Because what happens if you lose interest or passion? It's just like this. Passion in entrepreneurship, you cannot just have passion. You have to have perseverance. What is perseverance? It's not easy to give up. You have to have resilience. Like when you're down, you have to rise back up. That's resilience. If you only have passion, when the passion is gone, then all of those work that you have to do becomes like a tasteless food. It's just like you don't. Yeah. Okay. So what's left is just the paperwork. Because entrepreneurship is not always all about the cool stuff, right? We don't just need communication skills. We do a lot of administrative work. But just like me, I have fun creating food. But when I have to deal with tax, I have to learn a lot about accountings and everything. It's the perseverance that really pushed through, and it's not just the passion. It's just like, I need to save my baby. I need to make this business work out. I need to make this business the right one. And that's why, how do I know if it's the right one? I do it and I work for it. Okay.
Okay, I think follow-up question for Amina. Is it better to stay and continue? Is it better to stay and continue the business, or is there an elegant way to drop the business without ruining everything you have built? So probably what you meant is, what if it's not succeed? Yeah.
Mm.
So what if something bad happened to the business?
I think Kak Indra can add, and after that I'll add with my experience with Kotak, because Kotak put on hold.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you, Siska. Maybe we can just top up our answer, right, about this. Um, Being an entrepreneur is basically you are trying to create your own persona. You're trying to create your own personal branding. You are an entrepreneur. Whatever you do, it will be related with your own business, especially if you build up your business like Siska. Siska at the beginning is very related with Sekotak, and then after that she's also related with Ropang. And after the what do you call it? After the fourth, fifth business that Siska launched, maybe her personal branding is not only about Sekotak, but shift into more food, what do you call it, food foodpreneur. So when you're facing failure, and then what should you do and how you can close it elegantly, it's again, it's about to communicate your failure, and then communicate your next step to your friends, to your clients, to your stakeholders, for example, anyone who's related with your business. And that's it. I mean it's okay, my business is not going well. Everyone will understand that the situation is not well, we're in a crisis, for example, or it's just a wrong, or you're taking a wrong business you're taking a wrong business decisions, that kind of stuff, and communicates it. When you're communicating, every people, well, we're trying to hope that every people will not get anger. If an investor losing their money because of the wrong decisions that you made, when you're communicating it well, they will understand it. Shit happens every time, and just accept it. And the way you're showing, what do you call it, you're showing the way you're showing that you're embracing a failure and then bounce back, is what more important than others. Being entrepreneurs is, anyway, facing the failure, embracing it, and then go bounce back again. That's what built people trust on you as an entrepreneurs. Yes, that's from me. I think Siska will add more.
Mm. Okay, so yes, just like Kak Indra said, it's very important about communication. During this COVID PSBB, I saw a lot of F&B business going down, and the way they communicated with is that sorry, they're posting a farewell message to everyone, and I think that's very nice. In a way that they're saying goodbye to their customers, because there are some business that do not say goodbye, but by saying goodbye, just it's like if you're in a relationship, it's like you're breaking up in a beautiful way, like, yeah, we don't fit, but yeah, just like not like a rough breakup, but yeah. And communication is the key. That's number one. And also, how do you, is it better to stay and continue the business? Well, even though I told you about persevering, back again, as an entrepreneur, you have to also know yourself. Know yourself. You have to know your capacity. You have to know your limit, and you ask yourself if if you still can move forward again or not. Do you still have the resources? Do you still have the time? Do you still have the capacity? If you don't have, if you don't have it anymore, and things doesn't seem in a way that it's better for you to continue, it is also a business decision for you to stop, like, or a lot of people can call this like cut loss, or just like cut the loss. um, Back again, I cannot give you a very definite answer, because it all depends on you and your business again. um, an elegant way to drop it is that, first, yes, you can communicate it, but second, if you don't think that you can communicate it in a way that there's a problem, and not every problem and not everything you can share with the customer, right? What if you have an internal problem, and that you have to rely on the this golden knowledge of adulthood, which is that not everybody should know. And you know what? There's always two sides of the story, and sometimes not everything should be published, right? So be true to yourself, and decide on what's best for your business based on your own your own your own self, yourself.
Okay, thank you, Siska and Kak Indra. Haikal, is that also answer your question? Haikal was asking earlier, as an entrepreneur, well, you will face failure, and then how can you overcome failure? Yep. So I think probably because when we create a business, it also has to do with financial, right? So I don't know, Indra, when in entrepreneurship, or do you also teach the students on financing as well for entrepreneurship?
Okay. Oh yeah, this is the one that I missed to inform in this session. Thank you, Mbak Dian, for reminding me about that. Okay, so what I'm doing right now in Binus, basically I'm handling the 3+1 entrepreneurship track activity. 3+1 track is one option among others that you will choose between your 6th and 7th semesters in Binus life, in your campus life. Uh, and what we're doing in that track is basically we're training the students, uh, training quote unquote, because we basically give you some challenge, guided challenge, uh, every once and then, to test your business idea so that after graduation you have clearer picture about what you're going to do next, whether you're trying to become an entrepreneur or whether you're decided being an entrepreneur is really difficult and I decided to become what do you call it, professionals. That's the idea. Answering Dian's questions, finance is part of the game. So maybe we're not touching very deep, but at very least, the students can get some basic knowledge about, when I'm doing this, what kind of information related to finance that I need to know. And with Cider also provided some mentors. You will get an access to these mentors, and then after that you can also ask about the technicalities in real life with these mentors. At the same time, you can dig deeper in a very detailed fashion to the what do you call it, to the lecturers inside Binus. So bottom line is, during the one semester entrepreneurship track, you get the very surface of every aspects in general. But if you want to dig deeper, we will provide you with some of the resources, but not everyone will take some interest in certain aspects. For example, among the 30 students in one class, not everyone will be have a very strong interest in financing at the very first time in testing their entrepreneurship journey. Some of them may be more interested in how to post, how to do the social media activities better. Of the others wants to know about more about the technicalities or the market research, for example. And we cannot cater a lot of this in what do you call it, knowledge or needs in a very same way to everyone. So we just provide some basic what do you call it, starting point, and then after that every participants can dig deeper into more details by their own. We provide the vehicle, we provide the what do you call it, the access. But then again, it's like library. They have the books, but whether you want to enter the library and collecting the books and reading the books, it's really up to the person itself.
Okay, good to know, Indra. Sorry, now it's my background sound. It's the azan. uh, thank you, Indra. It's really good to know that the entrepreneurship also touch on financing, because I think it's also an important thing. Yeah, I think a lot of people they are probably they put their dreams or to become an entrepreneurship because they think that they don't have the money. Yeah, So probably it's a good idea, yeah, for those of you who are interested in setting up your business, yeah, later on. Probably it's good if you can start learn about how to finance your business. I believe there are a lot. I mean, there are a lot of classes out there, especially these days. The classes are online and they are actually not expensive, yeah, for you know, financial classes. And then a lot of them are also targeted to the young audience, yeah, this new generations, because you know, so probably if you can start now, probably when you graduate, if you want to open a business, then you can open a business. But if not, probably you can, you know, buy your first car or your property. There's nothing cooler than that, right? Okay.
Oh, Mbak Dian, I forgot to
Yes.
add something. Since this is a freshman activity, there are also some competition that is annually held by the Minister of Education and also Dikti about the business competition. But what makes us difficult up to this point is one of the requirement is the business has to be run by a student and it has to be a year old. So practicality, it's really impossible for the students that joining my bootcamp activity in their fifth or sixth semester to enroll into that kind of competitions, because the idea is just started at the point when they're what do you call it, joining my class. So if you do have some business idea, feel free to develop it, and if it can hold for a year, then basically you will get that requirements. You already fulfill that requirements in entering that kind of competitions, and we insider will provide you with some support to polish that your business idea and business proposals, so that you can have an access and also an opportunity to enter that competition and win some grant money. That will be something that maybe you want to know early on. Thank you,
Oh,
Mbak Dian.
okay. Thank you, Indra. So probably if any of you interested, you can contact Indra for more detail, yeah. Okay. I have questions from Vanessa. How do you both stay relevant with the businesses that you are doing, especially when there's going to be a lot of competitor out there?
Should I answer first?
Yes, please
Okay.
do.
The thing about relevancy is that when it's very easy to spot that a lot of business has tried to be relevant because they have been there for quite a long time, or maybe there's competitor, but sometimes during this chase for relevancy they lost their identity. That's why I always tell people who when we're talking about entrepreneurship, as an entrepreneur, you have to be both an idealist and a realist. What does it mean in a context is you have to be an idealist. You have to really know your identity. You have to really know who you are, who your business are, because you know there's a lot of people who's going to tell you like do this, do that for your business, especially if you well, whether your business fail or succeed, there people are gonna give you free advice, which but you cannot take everything, you cannot do everything because you have to also see, you have to be idealist, you have to see if it fits your brand or your business or not. And just like Ropang Yuk, a lot of people, I mean, even my family, they just come up to me and say, eh, gimana kalau kamu jualan seafood? Gimana kalau kamu jualan ikan bakar? Gimana kalau kamu jualan dimsum? Kalau atau kamu jualan ya ikan anything? But then like, hey, you have to. Thank you for the advice, but it's not as our identity as Ropang Yuk. That's not that doesn't align. Although that's really relevant, like to some trends, like probably like the trend of this like the egg drop sandwich or like the trend of other food, but it's not aligning to our identity. That's why you have to keep straight, keep your view straight to your identity. And also you have to, but you also have to be a realist, because you have to also consider your customer. You have to see what does your customer need. What you have to see it in the way that what do they need that you can provide. For example, when we started, Robangyu didn't have a lot of variation food. We only have taichan, we only have noodle and roti, ropang. But then we see that all of these people in our neighborhood are are our frequent customers. They come today and then they come 2 days after. Why? Because our place is near to their house, and sometimes they just don't want to cook. So we think, you know, maybe they need food that doesn't bore them. That's why we keep on putting we keep on improving our menu, but with menus that also relevant to our identity. We put rice because we see that lots of people are looking for rice, and basically it's looking at your customers needs, but also still adhering to your identity. That's how you stay relevant.
Thank you, Siska. Indra, would you like to add, or you're still mute, Indra?
Okay, I need to charge my laptop, so I move to the room. Not much. I think what Siska already mentioned is already good. It's very practical, and again, in doing the business, I used to do my own business a few years ago as well. But in basically in doing the business, when there's a lot of competitors and how we are trying to be stay relevant to our business, at the end of the day, it really depends on the situation at that time. For example, it really depends on how the business in general is doing. If you're doing food business, for example, and you're really depends on people coming to your place, maybe like Ropang, maybe not, because Ropang is already online as well. Uh, for people, I meant for people that open their stall uh, in the street, for example, that really depends on what do you call it, the situation, certain situations, and then this kind of pandemic is happening. You cannot stay relevant. Probably it's best if you shift your business into a more realistic way. That is only small example. You can't be so glued into your initial, what do you call it, initial positioning or initial branding. You need to keep evolving, be a little bit flexible in doing your business. And in facts, there in entrepreneurship, what do you call it, work, it's called agile, being agile. You will adjust your business depending on the situation, while you still keep maintain some of your DNA. That is basically what I want to add.
Thank you so much, Indra. Also, Siska, very, very informative and really insightful. Yeah, it's actually give me some idea, yeah, on to start something. Yeah, I hope everyone's also inspired by them. We have no more questions, so I think Tim, I'll give back the screen to you.
Okay, thank you very much, Kak Siska, Kak Indra, Miss Dian, for the Q&A session. Now for everybody here, we're gonna pick the winners for who got the best questions. Since there's 3 prizes, we have 3 winners then. I think the best way and the most fair way is to let Kak Indra and Kak Siska pick 2 of their most favorite questions, and for me to pick I guess the best question, so I don't get biased or whatever. Does that
No.
sound good to you guys?
No, it doesn't sound good to me.
Yeah, and I was about to. I had this scenario in my head, like, okay, I'll just let someone else pick the winner.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think you just choose secretly and then just tell Tim, right? So we all don't know who you pick.
Oh yeah, true. We can chat privately to Tim, right?
Yes.
Oh no. Okay.
Where is Tim's name?
Tim's is
Uh,
just type his name and then FLASN something.
Oh. I
I
cannot
think I
read,
should.
but can I
I
give
think you
the?
should rename your
Yeah,
name.
I should. I'll go ahead and rename.
okay.
Oh, Kak Indra, have you made your choice?
Nope.
Can I give this privilege of choosing the winner to my beloved lecturer, Miss Dian and Miss Karin?
No, 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 no. We are just observer here.
I
You
will
choose.
choose myself. I will choose myself.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
So that
that's
you can
true.
get the brownie, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you know, I was asking Miss Karen just now whether the lectures are all in the campus or not, because I was thinking of sending you brownies right away. But
No.
I can give you my address. Don't
yeah,
worry.
I was just about to say that. Let me just chat you through my Instagram, okay? We'll talk after this.
Okay. Listen to Tim.
Oh no, okay.
Okay.
Tim. Okay, which one is Tim? Oh, Tim is co-host. Okay. Mm, uh, okay. It's very hard.
I did mine.
Okay, okay. Pressure. Which one? How do you? Oh,
Oh,
okay. To Tim.
just one name.
Batch 2024. Are you ready for Monday?
What happened in Monday?
First day of class.
No.
I still remember a lot about like first day of class. But anyway, guys, it's just a friendly information. If you go to JWC campus, you have to try kosi kosi because their food is so amazing. Korean food, the
Wait,
best bibimbap.
Kosi. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
no,
Kosi
they're
kosi.
Closed? Kosi kosi
yeah.
already permanently? Oh no.
Yes. It's close.
Ah, that's too bad. But well, the chicken rice is very nice as
Is it
well.
because the COVID or they're closed permanently? Indra?
I don't know because last time I was in campus, the only open is the Naisi Hainam one, the one that is in the
Oh, yeah.
corner. Kosi is a bit
Maybe
in middle, right?
Pandemic, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe because of
Well, but the chicken rice is also very, 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 very delicious.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah. I
yeah,
like the chicken.
the fried chicken, and also, and if you go to JWC, you have to try karage oishi at the that basement. It's very nice. It smells super crazy. So nice.
Sorry to ruin, but we only have one shop. The
Oh,
last time, the
yeah,
last
I
we only have
communication
that.
students will spend a lot of time at FX campus. Yeah. So
Yeah.
so yeah, Karage Oishi is the far in my days back at JW, no, FX campus.
Oh,
Also,
okay.
Kansup, the Padang food is very delicious.
Kansup, our
Mm.
favorite.
Yes.
Have the name is selected already by team?
Okay.
Do we have the winners then?
Yep, we do.
Okay, you can announce.
All right. So I will announce the three winners right now. The three winners are Amena, Vanessa, and Haikal. Great job, guys.
Hey, congratulations.
Yeah.
Good job, guys.
message me or through or to my social media. I mean the brownie business, your address, because I'm going to be sending you brownies.
Yay!
Also, please, to all of the to lecturers, can you please, Miss Dian, Miss Karin, and also Kak Indra, can you please send me your address because I'll be sending you some brownies.
Oh, I'm outside the town right now.
Hey, but it's okay. You know, our brownies can be sent to every
Yeah.
school in Indonesia
Oh,
that's
yeah.
Udah sampai mana? Sampai Jayapura ya?
Yes, this. Oh my God, you're such a very loyal follower.
Okay, then I'll
Oh wow.
send you.
Indra di Jogja ya?
Yes, I am.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's nice. Okay.
Okay,
Send
Tim.
me your address.
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much, Kasiska, Kak Indra, for talking about communication and entrepreneurship. I really appreciate that you guys emphasize the fact that communication is a very versatile nature. When I first started, I was like super confused because you have so many sub majors, like there's photography, there's public speaking, there's blah blah blah. There's a lot of stuff. So I like the fact that you guys mentioned that all of it can be used in entrepreneurship. Uh, all right, to close the session out, I'd like to have a photo session real quick, guys. For those of you that don't have your camera on, please turn on your camera.
Oh no, I'm on with my. Okay.
Okay, I'll give you guys the countdown.
Oke, wah ini pada ngerapin rambut semua ya, langsung ya. Pada tadi dari screenshot. Oke, smile everyone. One more, second screen. Smile again. Yes, we're all good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you again,
Yes.
Siska, Indra.
Alright.
And okay, batch 2024. I'll see you Monday.
I think this is the last
Yeah.
session of
This
FYP.
is the last session, right?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, can the FYP leaders stay and the rest of you can leave the Zoom sessions. Bye, everyone.
Okay,
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Enjoy your weekend.
Oh yeah, enjoy the weekend.
Sorry, wait. Let me just. Okay, I'll exit. See you.
Bye. Bye. Indra.
Bye.
Bye. Well, good job, guys.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, yeah,
you, Miss.
everyone.
Thanks, Miss.
Where is
Thank you, Miss.
Did you learn
Nggak ada? Nazira nggak ada ya?
Nggak ada, Miss. Kayaknya.
Nazira sama Arya nggak ada.
Nggak ada ya. Did you learn something during FYP? All of you? Through the
Yes.
Yeah.
if differently to different people, yeah?
Yeah. So, guys, I think frankly speaking, all of us, yeah, the three of us can really see your hidden potentials through this FYP journey, actually. I mean, before we only, observe you in class, but this, even though it is online, but we could actually see your potential. So I think we suggest that you don't just stop here, yeah, join I don't know, Tim, you are very confident. Yeah, even though you and Stella sometimes look like ya masih kayak anak-anak banget gitu, tapi you really, show your confidence. Probably you can start trying as an MC in other communication event. Yeah, and then Maura, you really good with your design. Yeah, even Raf, yeah, I mean, I remember in class you are a bit quiet. Raf and Christy, yeah, especially. Both of you are usually quiet, but actually you're very organized. Yeah, and then I can see that all the junior loves you, yeah. And then Christy, I think you can start, doing your blog or, social media content on beauty. Yeah, because since you love it so much, why don't, and then you have good writing, so why don't you start something from from the particular thing that you like? Or even you, Raf, start something about game.
You
right?
can start.
I personally, because my son is playing games that I don't understand. Yeah, so probably you understand it better. And then it's actually, I have to find information about those games. And then a lot of information that I found is too gaming technical. And I don't understand. Yeah. So I don't know, probably you can write something about it. Yeah. But
Yeah, maybe, miss.
but really we are really proud, yeah, and happy to see that you all can show your best potential here. Yeah,
Yeah.
so
There are many other opportunities for you to learn ya in other activities later. Jangan malu-malu gitu. Mau jadi MC, moderator apa? I think it will help you to improve your skills in public speaking, being moderator, and other roles ya. Nggak apa-apa. Awal-awal kan masih belajar, tapi nanti within times kita juga dulu begitu kan di kampus, mulai dari yang kecil-kecil ya. I think it's good. Thank you again for helping us during the whole FYP session. I think it will be different if it's only the lecturers, but since you are there to bridge us with the new students, I think it went pretty well, I think, with the students. Thank you again. Thank you again.
Thank you, Miss
Miss.
Karin. So,
Thank you, Miss.
okay, everyone,
Thank you,
we'll
miss.
see you back in class next week. Yeah. Are you
Okay.
guys ready?
No.
Are you guys even ready?
Oh, miss.
Holiday is
That's
over.
the thing too.
Oh no.
It's only 3 days to miss.
Yeah, I was enjoying
Yeah.
myself.
Yeah, we all do. We all do, and then suddenly, oh my God, it's next week.
Lagi.
Next week class started already. Okay, so hopefully we can see you, physically soon. Yeah.
I hope so, Miss.
Yeah. Okay. Bye, everyone. Bye, Miss Karin.
Bye,
Thank
Miss.
you.
Yes,
Thank
thank you very much,
you.
Miss.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
miss.